right now.
There is a new travel ban in effect today in response to growing concern over the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus.
The Biden administration restricting travel from 8 African nations. All this as health experts around the world are racing to gather more information about the new variant of concern.
ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington. He has the latest.
Today, President Biden speaking to the American people amid growing global concern over the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic. We have the best vaccine in the world, the best medicines, the best scientists, and we're learning more every single day.
It comes as his administration institutes a new travel ban for most non-U.S. citizens coming from South Africa and 7 other African nations.
I got on the last flight. I just made it. Otherwise, tomorrow I wouldn't have made it.
The World Health Organization saying the overall global risk is very high due to the variant's mutations. The variant, first detected in southern Africa, was labeled as a variant of concern, which means that there is scientific evidence that the variant is a threat, although there are still many unknowns.
It does appear, again, very preliminary evidence that it is more transmissible. We don't know for sure.
As of now, there are no confirmed cases in the U.S., yet Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's only a matter of time.
It's inevitable that sooner or later it's going to spread widely.
The spread of the new variant comes as COVID-19 hospitalizations are climbing for a third straight week. New York already declaring a state of emergency to boost hospital staffing. As for the rest of the world, confirmed cases of the Omicron variant have been reported in at least a dozen countries, including Scotland, Portugal, and Canada. The UK is also tightening rules on testing for international arrivals. On the vaccine front, Pfizer says it's working to create vaccines specifically for the Omicron variant, and that it would be ready in 100 days. Moderna also says it's also working on a booster. And this morning, Johnson & Johnson says it will evaluate its own vaccine against the Omicron variant. While more information is needed to assess Omicron's total risk, Dr. Anthony Fauci suggests getting boosted now and not waiting for the latest iteration of the vaccine. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
You have several chances to get that COVID-19 vaccine shot all around San Antonio. Right now, Metro Health is holding a pop-up clinic for adults and children wanting to get their vaccine or flu shot. That clinic is at the House of Prayer Lutheran Church on Ironside Drive. It's near Wurzbach and I-10. It's open until 3 o'clock this afternoon. All 3 COVID vaccines will be available there, as well as flu shots. And they're also going to offer the Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5 to 11.
And starting tomorrow, Judson ISD will offer vaccine clinics for their elementary school students. Each Judson ISD elementary campus will have their own clinic where students ages 5 and up can get their COVID vaccine. The clinics will open tomorrow and run until December 10th. Parents can choose to attend with their child or a teacher will accompany them. You can find more information about these events on KSAT.com.
No one lived there, but fire somehow moved into an abandoned home on the west side, destroying that building and then threatening another one on Calabria Road near Hamilton. Katrina Weber reports it also burned through a power line, adding to an already dangerous situation.
An unexpected fireworks show sparked to life in the middle of a morning house fire. San Antonio fire crews answering the call shortly before 7 a.m. had to battle both in the 1300 block of Calabria Road.
Given the fact that the fire was coming out of the front, it was a well-developed fire when we got here.
They found no one living in the home. In fact, no one there at all. Once firefighters realized that this house was empty, they focused on trying to keep the fire from spreading to this building next door. But they quickly found out that that wasn't exactly easy to do. Firefighters had a tough time moving in due to the live power line.
It was preventing us from working in an entire corner of the building and accessing one side.
With blast of water from their truck, they eventually were able to begin conquering the fire. But with no electrical expert help available right away, they remained hands-off with the power line. It sparked for nearly an hour.
One CPS guy that was here handles gas, and then so he was trying to get a hold of somebody to come out, but you know, it did eventually just take care of itself.
In the end, no one was hurt. Investigators now are working to find out what sparked the fire that sent sparks flying. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A restaurant on the city's northwest side accused of storing uncovered food on the floor. That's according to city health inspectors who cited the businesses. Biryani Pot Indian Cuisine received a score of 84 and was ordered to go through a follow-up visit from the city health staff. That restaurant is located in the 9300 block of Hebner Road. The establishment also written up for using a dirty towel to place dough in an oven and for kitchen employees not using proper hair restraints. If you'd like to look at more health scores, you can go to KSAT.com. We've got them there for you.
While the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is always looking for more people to donate blood, they find themselves even more in need around the holidays. That's a regular issue. The blood bank is hosting blood drives this week and giving freebies to those who donate this holiday season. Tiffany Huertas has more on the current blood supply situation in South Texas and what it means to donate at this time of the year.
Retired nurse Martha Barker donates blood every 3 months. So when she heard the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center was coming to her hometown, Bernie, she couldn't miss it.
When this opportunity came up and it said Enchanted Springs Ranch, I thought, that I must be dreaming. I can't believe we'd be going out there to donate.
Martha was one of the first in line to donate blood at Enchanted Springs Ranch Monday morning.
When you come out here and donate, you'll get a free ticket to their Old West Christmas Light Festival, which is amazing, by the way, beautiful, lit up at night. And not only that, you'll get a free 2-topping pizza.
Francine Pina with the blood bank says during the holiday season, they see a lower number of donors.
The appointments that we do have, fewer people are showing up.
The blood bank has 2.5 days worth of blood for all of South Texas. The goal is to have a supply of 7 days.
During the holiday season, though, we do see a higher increase of usage going towards those car accidents, trauma victims.
Today and tomorrow, blood donors can spread the holiday cheer to those in need of a life-saving blood donation and donate here from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
This is a really cool way to give back.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
We're going to have some nice weather next couple days, and then things change a little bit as we get closer to the end of the weekend. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
We are in the final days of gathering as many shoes as possible for children in need. Tomorrow, the last day you're going to be able to donate a new pair of shoes at any SAPD substation. We're looking for shoes of all sizes, new ones for toddlers to teenagers. All of those shoes are going to be donated to benefit the local nonprofit Good Samaritan Services next month, just in time for the holidays.
And No Shave November almost over. And we here at KSAT have been able to raise $16,466 at last count. That's well past our goal of $10,000. How about that? It's all thanks to your generous donations. This is a look at our leaderboard. Mike Osterhage still on the top. But check out Justin Horn.
What happened there?
He was like in 5th place, way down there at 9. And then all of a sudden somebody just, boom, blasted him right up there to
Some
2nd place.
very generous people.
Yeah, once again, it's all because of the generosity of San Antonio. All the money raised is going to be going to cancer research, treatment, and prevention. If you'd like some more information, just head over to ksat.com/no-shave. There you're going to find a link to donate to Team KSAT. And then tune in tomorrow morning, GMSA at 9. A lot of us are going to be getting our beards shaved off. You remember last year we were in the middle of COVID and we couldn't do it. Some of us had to do it ourselves. It hurt. That was painful. So we're going to some professionals to get this thing off the face. Yes.
And you know what? That money total is going to go up. Did you know that?
Because you're going to donate more?
No, Justin is going to open his wallet because that was part of our LSU A&M annual bet.
You should match whatever he does just because you're picking on him today.
Because
Poor guy.
I am so thrilled to do that. And Justin, there's many more surprises in store for you in keeping with our annual bet.
Got to see all this over here for you, Justin. Sorry.
The refs, though, I mean,
you
gotta count for something.
Come on,
right?
Monday morning quarterback. Come on.
Just stating the obvious. The aquifer is it's actually down 0.2 foot, 665.8. In your pollen count, molds are low at 280, so nothing to worry about there. We'll jump into the forecast, which does include a little bit of rain coming up.
wearing my purple today with pride.
I'm not even.
Purple pride.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all just.
Gotta help me out, David. I need your help here.
Hey.
You usually stand
I got my
up
own
for the
problems,
Aggies.
man. Texas Tech can't kick a field goal from there on Saturday. So
What a great game Saturday night, Justin.
Yeah.
You know what?
And we're going to celebrate that amazing game.
I won't be a sore loser. A win is a win. Congratulations to the Tigers and Coach O.
Yes, Coach O, last game. And tune in, 12:30 weather.
Yeah, do that.
We got a little something special for Justin.
Let's just move right on into the forecast. 32 this morning in Kerrville, 34 Bernie Stage, 38 Hondo, 39 in Pleasanton. It was a chilly morning. A couple spots there in the Hill Country did get down to freezing. We were at 40 here in town. 39 Uvalde, 39 Carrizo Springs. Cold morning, but not a lot of freezing temperatures, minus, again, a few spots there in the Hill Country. So we're not looking for any freezing temperatures down the line either. We'll have some cool mornings, but not terribly cold. There's the scene outside, and man, has it turned into an incredibly beautiful day. Blue skies, and 65 degrees at the airport, 69 Stinson, 66 Kelly, 66 at Randolph. Light winds across the board. We'll see light and variable winds today, so it will be a very comfortable afternoon. We think it'll be up around 73 for a high, 69 Kerrville, 71 Hondo, 74 Cotulla. About as good as it gets for late November. And then tonight, yeah, it'll be chilly, but it won't be as cold as what we were looking at this morning. 45 here in San Antonio. I think temperatures maybe be a little colder than what you see here in the Hill Country. Probably still some upper 30s, but the dew points are allowing these numbers to kind of go up and down. That dry air heats up efficiently and cools down rather quickly. So dew points are still in the 30s and 40s. That is dry air for us here in South Texas. Dew point tracker shows dew points work their way up, though. By the time we get into Wednesday, there's enough moisture there where I think we get some morning fog and some morning cloud cover. And then by the weekend, that's where things get a little more complicated. We'll have some moisture in place. We'll have some upper level energy trying to move in, and that may give us a chance for some showers and storms. Here's a look at the satellite picture. We had quite a bit of cloud cover and fog right along the coast this morning. Still a little bit of fog left over. Kind of interesting to see that set up there. And then we have some high clouds coming in from the west. We'll see a few of these today, but mostly blue skies for us. As we zoom out, you want to talk about a quiet weather picture here. There is hardly anything going on across the country today. It is really quiet. There are some rain and snow showers up across the Great Lakes, but that really is about it. Most of the southern half of the nation is just dealing with sun at this point. And the water vapor imagery kind of shows the setup here. Jet stream's still pretty far to the north. We'll dip there across the Great Lakes, but we notice there is a spin out here just west of California. This is a system we'll be watching. Some of that energy will work its way towards Texas, and I think that's what's going to give us some rain chances by the weekend. Now, it's not going to be a huge rain chance, I don't think, at this point, but it will give us a shot, maybe even some thunderstorms, and then another area of low pressure develops behind that. So that should keep things sort of active even going into next week, and there will be some fronts involved here too. 73 for the high today, then we fall back into the 60s and eventually 50s and 40s by tonight. We'll start off again tomorrow at 45, 73 for a high, partly cloudy skies, some morning fog and clouds on Wednesday, 76 on Thursday, and then upper 70s this weekend. Right now, we have a 20% chance of rain. That is subject to change. We should be able to refine the forecast a little bit better as we get closer, and those rain chances may go up a little bit. So just a heads up if you have plans this weekend. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to next half hour, Ursula.
I was just giving him the evil eye.
Well, look at it this way, Justin. I don't have highlights of the game because I got too much Cowboys to talk about. So there, I got your back,
wait
man.
a minute. The fix is in.
Sorry, Ursula. I don't have time. We're talking Cowboys.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
As if losing 3 out of the last 4 wasn't bad enough, the Dallas Cowboys have now lost their head coach, Mike McCarthy, to COVID. That news broke earlier this morning from ESPN, so McCarthy will not be on the sidelines when the Cowboys take on New Orleans on Thursday. The team says he will still be involved in all the meetings and pregame preps, just virtually. That just adds to the woes. We found out yesterday the Cowboys will not have tackle Terrence Steele out of Steele High School for Thursday night's game against the Saints either. He has been placed on the COVID reserve list. So McCarthy is joining Steele and several of his assistant coaches, including offensive line coach Joe Philbin, who missed the Thanksgiving Day game as well, assistant offensive line coach Jeff Blasco, offensive line coach Scott Tolzien, and strength and conditioning coordinator Harold Nash. The Cowboys are trying to recover from their 36-33 overtime loss to the Las Vegas Raiders, losing 3 out of their last 4 games. And after a 6-1 start, it's beginning to look like they will be using Tony Pollard a lot more Thursday. Ezekiel Elliott's knee still bothering him. They should also have both Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb back for this game in New Orleans Thursday night. But now it's about trying to prepare during this COVID outbreak without a top player and their head coach. So here's a look at the matchup for you. 7:20 Thursday night from the Superdome in New Orleans, Cowboys and Saints. So we were hoping the Texans would get on a little roll after a big win last week, taking on the Jets yesterday. Nope, didn't happen. Jets up 3-0. Tyrod Taylor finds Brevin Jordan for the 13-yard touchdown. Next drive, Taylor goes 40 yards. Brandon Cooks is going to be at the other end of this one. Taylor had 158 yards passing, but he was sacked 5 times under 2 to play. When Austin Walter scores a touchdown from 2 yards out, Houston led 14-11 at half. Third quarter, Zach Wilson scores from 4 yards out. The Jets retake the lead, 18-14, and that was enough. Houston failed to score in the second half. That's the first time that's happened at home. Here is your final. It was 21-14, Jets over the Texans. Houston now 2-9. After the game, head coach David Culley dismissed talk about taking over the play-calling duties. The team also seemed to back Culley's decision to bench defensive star Justin Reed prior to kickoff for violating team rules.
Coach, tell us whatever's going on, man. He held everybody accountable from day one, so whatever decision he go with, we're going to stick with it. So I ain't got too much to say about that one.
It's always tough, but Coach said from day one that we'll hold everybody accountable for their actions. And he made a decision as a team. We support our coaches and our leadership decisions, and we continue to keep moving forward.
All right, so next up for the Texans, it will be next Sunday, NRG Stadium at home against the Colts. Hey, the Spurs are also trying to get on a little roll. They ended their 6-game losing streak Friday night when they beat the Celtics in the AT&T Center 96-88. San Antonio now 5-13 on this still young season. DeJounte Murray leading the Silver and Black in points with 18.9 per game. In fact, the Spurs have 7 players scoring in double figures this season, with Keldon Johnson ranking second. He's got 15.1 per contest. While the record doesn't reflect some of the good the Spurs are doing, San Antonio does rank in the top 5 in the league for assists per game, second chance points, points in the paint, and bench ranks third for points per game at 40. Let's look at their schedule for the week and see if they can get that roll going. Washington Wizards are in town tonight to take on the Spurs. AT&T Center. Tip-off for that one is at 7:30. And then they get back on the road. They are at Portland on Thursday and Golden State on Saturday. It was a tough weekend for the UTSA Roadrunners. First, they lost to UNT on the road, and then the national polls didn't seem to care for their performance or their 1,200-run record. Now they dropped them right, or 11-1 record. They dropped them right out of the polls. It was kind of a shock 45-23 road loss to the Mean Green. It was wet, it was cold. UTSA played just like the weather, sloppy in the first half, lost 3 fumbles, 2 on special teams. That gave UNT some great field position. The Mean Green converted all 3 of those turnovers into touchdowns. They built a commanding 31-13 halftime advantage. The losses can happen to a team through the course of the season, and previously undefeated Roadrunners had avoided a loss like this all the way until this weekend. So did the team feel like their mindset was different heading into Denton?
I feel like, we came out with the same mentality how we always do. The guys were, same routine as always, and we just it's just one of those games. Turnovers always. You can't turn the ball over and win. We turned the ball over. We didn't run the ball very well on offense. Rain, so we inhibited us our throwing. So we got beat up front a lot. So it's a part of the game. It's life.
Nobody wanted to go undefeated more than we did, so that hurts terribly bad. But we still have everything to still play for. There was no finger pointing. Nobody blaming. There was no BCD. There was no blaming, complaining, defending. It's a very mature locker room.
Yeah, forget the loss, forget the record. You got a chance to win the conference title. Roadrunners will take on the Western Kentucky in the Alamo Dome this coming Friday. It's at 6 o'clock Friday night. Remember, UTSA defeated the Hilltoppers in week 6, 52-46, and that was on the road. In the meantime, The Cardinals are flying high after winning the first program's ever playoff game. The Cardinals came from behind to defeat Stephen F. Austin in the first round of the FCS playoffs, 35-28 in overtime. It also happens to be the first OT victory for UIW against a Division I opponent. Quarterback Cameron Ward led the way. He had 328 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing TD. Next up, UIW is going to take on the top seed Sam Houston in Huntsville. Kickoff scheduled for 2 o'clock this coming Saturday. So Friday and Saturday, big games for colleges.
I'm so proud of these local teams.
They're doing great, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. All right. This actor that many thought might run for Texas governor says, nope, he's not going to enter the race. So now what? Actor Matthew McConaughey tells us what he's got planned since he's not going to run for office. Ahead.
And it was a very busy weekend for travelers. If you were at the airport or on the road, you probably know this. Coming up after the break, the record that was broken on Sunday.
Opening arguments set to begin as former Jeffrey Epstein associate heads into court. She's accused of trafficking underage girls for sexual abuse. Prosecutors say the misconduct allegedly took place between 1994 and 2004. Socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime companion, has charges stemming from allegations made by 4 women who say that she and Epstein victimized them as teenagers from those years. Maxwell now facing 6 federal counts. She's pleaded not guilty to all those charges. Her brother says she's in the fight for her life.
She's a patsy for Epstein is the answer, whom they lost on their watch, and they're taking it out on my sister.
Maxwell facing decades in prison if she's convicted on the most serious charges. It is unclear whether she will take the stand in the trial. That trial expected to last about 6 weeks.
Nuclear talks have restarted between Iran and other world powers. Leaders came together in Vienna to negotiate a return to the 2015 nuclear agreement. The Iranian delegation will not be holding bilateral talks with U.S. representatives. However, Iran says it is willing to get on the right track to reach an agreement. The Iran nuclear deal was abandoned by the U.S. under the Trump administration, and talks to resurrect the deal in Vienna were suspended in late June after 6 rounds between Iran, China, Germany, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and indirectly the United States.
There's another coronavirus variant, and it's causing some concerns this noon, especially since it's not really clear if the current vaccines will provide any protection.
At least 72 cases of the Omicron variant have been reported worldwide, none in the United States, at least not yet. However, that spread is leading world leaders to make some changes.
ABC's Gio Benitez has more on the new travel restrictions that just went into effect.
A flight from Johannesburg landed here at Newark earlier this morning. It is the last unrestricted flight from the region. Take a look at this, because the White House is now restricting travel from South Africa and 7 neighboring countries. This means non-U.S. citizens who have been in those countries in the past 2 weeks will not be allowed to enter the U.S. Citizens, lawful residents, and their close family members can still fly into the country. And it's not just the U.S. Canada, the U.K., and other countries around the world, they're imposing similar restrictions, but the World Health Organization overnight criticized travel bans, saying they place a heavy burden on lives and livelihoods. Now remember, to enter the country, international travelers must be fully vaccinated and show proof of a negative COVID test taken no more than 3 days before travel. Gio Benitez, ABC News at Newark Liberty International Airport.
And speaking of air travel, it's almost back to pre-pandemic levels, at least for the holiday. The Transportation Security Administration screened 2.45 million people on Sunday. That's the busiest day since the pandemic began. 85% of the volume seen on the same day in 2019. It's also double the number of people who passed through airports last year. The TSA screened 20.9 million people over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. The total number of air travelers for the weekend was 89% of the pre-pandemic levels.
It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of cancellations or delays either. Weather across the country was not too bad for air travel. Look at that now.
It really wasn't. We had some of that rain on Thanksgiving and then some rain here on Saturday, but all in all, it was pretty good across the country for traveling, and a lot of people did travel. Today is beautiful. We've got blue skies out there, minus a few thin cirrus clouds that are coming in from the west. We'll see a few more of those as we get into tonight, but nothing that's going to cause any problems at all. We'll zoom out and show you the state of Texas, and it's not just us dealing with beautiful weather. It's the entire state, the entire southern half of the country. It's doing really well today. Good way to start our back to work, back to school situation. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, 65 here in San Antonio, 71 Laredo, 72 Abilene, 63 in Lubbock. San Antonio actually one of the cooler spots across the state at this hour, but I do think we jump into the 70s this afternoon. Here's some of the headlines. Tomorrow we'll have a cool morning, nice afternoon, very similar to today. Humidity comes back Wednesday. That means we could see some fog, more cloud cover, and then late week and into the weekend, rain chances come back into play. Forecast for today, 73 by 4 o'clock. We drop down into the 60s and temperatures cool off quickly this evening. We'll be down to 59 by 8 o'clock, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Black Friday is over. However, the sales are still rolling out for Cyber Monday. How will supply chain issues affect your orders? Details still ahead.
Your next can of craft beer might be a lot more expensive. What's behind the rise? Coming up after the break. Craft beer might be getting more expensive for you. Ball Corporation, one of the world's largest suppliers of aluminum cans, say the demand continues to outstrip supply. So it's now requiring non-contract companies, including smaller breweries, to order a minimum of 5 truckloads of cans. That's more than 1 million cans. Ball also says its price per can will jump by nearly 50% for non-contract clients. Industry insiders say the move would force many small breweries to drastically raise prices, rethink their entire business models, or even be forced out of business.
Millions of shoppers hunting for deals today on this Cyber Monday, but supply chain problems may have an impact this year. Today, President Biden expected to meet with companies to discuss his plan on how to fix the ongoing issues. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
It's predicted to be the busiest online shopping day of the year. Americans expected to spend between $10.2 and $11.3 billion.
What big box retailers are doing now is putting a lot of their money into making sure their online events are comparable.
Some of the hottest deals, home items, travel and events, plus some electronics. Many retailers opting for an earlier, gradual, and digital set of holiday discounts rather than doorbuster Black Friday deals. New data showing that Black Friday sales were down both in store and online compared to pre-pandemic levels, with in-store foot traffic reduced 28% compared to 2019.
Because of concerns about health hazards generated by crowds, and just because of supply chain issues that are ongoing this year, retailers were basically trying to spread out holiday sales across the entire autumn. So they were really encouraging people to start buying.
For the first time, online spending on Black Friday and Thanksgiving did not exceed the previous year's levels. Some analysts say it may be due to those earlier discounts and supply chain concerns. The ongoing issues impacting both shoppers and business owners.
How long it takes for stuff to get shipped has really affected me.
Today, President Biden is meeting with CEOs of companies from different sectors to discuss the holiday shopping season and his administration's efforts to address supply chain problems. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The White House getting in the Christmas spirit. They're ready for the holidays. First Lady Jill Biden unveiled this year's holiday theme and decor titled Gifts from the Heart. Her office says it was inspired in part by the challenges of the coronavirus pandemic. More than 100 volunteers from the local area spent a week decorating the inside and outside of the White House. The display includes 41 Christmas trees, about 6,000 feet of ribbon, 300 candles, and more than 10,000 ornaments and nearly 79,000 holiday lights.
Counting down the minutes to weather. Stay tuned, because at the end of weather, we've got some fun.
You're entirely too excited about this, Ursula, I must say.
Go Tigers.
Yeah. 65 so far today. 40 was the low this morning. Got pretty chilly. We're going to be pretty average today, maybe a little bit above average this afternoon. Records are 91 and 21, set back in 1949 and 1976. And yes, there is much more on the way. We'll be right back.
The smile is real. There's much happiness in the studio today. Take a good look at Justin's face, because it's going to be changing soon.
Well, I will say that was one of the better games.
It was fun to watch.
I say better because it's hard to beat 74-72, okay? But
you had to bring that one up.
I mean, that was a win. Just saying. But yes, hard pill to swallow. But congratulations.
It was. I enjoyed watching the game with you on Saturday night.
Yes.
Your text messages were a lot of fun.
A little trash talking going on.
Stand by.
Anyway, the month of November wasn't very fruitful rain-wise. We had 1.27 inches of rain. Just 3 days there with measurable rainfall. We are still sitting at 33.71 for the year, though, which all in all isn't bad. The rain this year has been fairly timely. And we look at the last 5 months. July was pretty good. As we went towards August, not great. September, we built up a little bit, and then October was another good month. November, it hasn't been all that great, but we do have surplus for the year. 3.39 above average, 33.71 for the year, and I think we finish at average or maybe just above, and we can't complain about that. Time lapse shows that we had a cold morning, clear skies. One of the reasons we saw those temperatures dip, dry air. And those clear skies allowed for temperatures to drop down to 40 this morning, but we've already rebounded to 65, and we'll get into the 70s this afternoon. That dry air heats up pretty efficiently. 69 Stinson, 65 Seguin, 67 in Braunfels, 71 Pleasanton. You notice there on the edge of your screen, just a few thin high clouds working in from the west. So we'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon. Not a big deal. You look across the country, and we showed you this earlier, there is just very little going on. There is a nice snow band up around Milwaukee affecting northern parts of Chicago, but that's really about it. And maybe a few showers up across the Rockies. Temperature-wise, that warm air is spreading north up the plains. So 67 Wichita, 56 in Omaha. The two cool spots, Caribou, Maine, 24 degrees there, 30 in International Falls. So you can see kind of where the trough has dug out some cooler temperatures there across the east. But all in all, it's pretty nice countrywide. And as we go forward in time here, little disturbance comes in from the west. We see this kind of repeat itself maybe early next week as well. And that's going to make for unsettled weather. It's not going to be rain all the time, showers and storms every day, but there is a chance we'll get some isolated stuff back in the forecast as we get into the weekend. So that'll be something to watch. 73 degrees this afternoon. We'll call it clear, mostly clear. Temperatures fall off quickly this evening into the 50s and eventually 40s by tomorrow morning. We start off at 45, so not as cold as yesterday morning. 73 Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. We will get some morning fog and cloud cover. And then there's the rain chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just a 20% chance. That's it. So, just some isolated stuff for now. Stay tuned. Those numbers, those rain chances could go up a little bit.
All right, Justin. Thank you. Now come on over here. Come on over here. So every year we have a little bet. A&M and LSU, big rivals. I'm wearing my purple. He failed to do so. Normally when LSU wins, or A&M, I should say,
yep,
we dress each other up so this year we're going to go a little more subtle. All we're going to do are some face tattoos. So come on over here. You're a tall fella.
How long do these last?
I don't know. I think it's permanent glue.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here we go. LSU and Coach O, thank you.
Both sides.
Yes.
Wow.
Now do your best Coach O impersonation right into the camera.
I can't do Coach O.
Go Tigers.
That's perfect.
You can do it.
I don't even understand what he's saying half the time. It was a good win for you guys. I will say that. I'm glad to see Coach O going off in style.
You look good in a tattoo.
Do I?
Yes. You're going to wear that for the rest of the day, right?
We'll see about that.
Okay.
I don't think that's what the bet stipulated.
You're such a good sport, Justin. And I should also mention that we're also going to make a donation to the No Shave November cancer research project that we have here at the station. That was also part of the bet.
Yeah, still going out of beards.
He's going to open his wallet up.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, thank you.
Go Tigers.
This weekend saw the first animated movie this year to debut exclusively in theaters. So how did it fare at the box office? A look at the weekend's top 5 films coming up after the break.
Actor Matthew McConaughey deciding that he will not enter the race to become the governor of Texas. He acknowledged that he'd been thinking about running, but he explained his decision on his Twitter account Sunday. He says instead of pursuing politics for now, he's going to be supporting entrepreneurs, businesses, and foundations that he believes are, quote, leaders, unquote. He did not rule out, though, seeking office in the future. Meanwhile, Republican Governor Greg Abbott planning to run for re-election in what would be a third term of office. And former Texas Congressman and presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke announcing his candidacy for the Democratic nomination for governor.
Adele's latest album selling fast and setting a record for the year. 30 is the singer's fourth album, and it's now the fastest selling album of the year in the U.S. and the U.K. The record took just 3 days to become the best selling album of 2021 in the U.S. That's according to MRC data reported by Billboard.
To the weekend box office now. Encanto sang and danced its way into a first-place debut. The animated musical made $27 million from Friday to Sunday and $40.3 million in its first 5 days in theaters. Ghostbusters Afterlife lost the title in its sophomore weekend. It has a 10-day domestic total of $88 million. House of Gucci opened in third place, grossing $14.2 million from Friday to Sunday. Eternals fell to fourth place, but the Marvel movie now has made $150 million domestically. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, debuted in fifth place, taking in $5.3 million.
Even though it is still November, for many, the Christmas music season has already started. CNN's Rick Damigella unwrapped some new sounds for the holidays.
One of the biggest new Christmas songs this season is Mariah Carey's Fall in Love at Christmas, featuring Khalid and Kirk Franklin. The trio will perform it on Carey's upcoming Apple TV Plus holiday special, December 3rd. Debbie Gibson's original ode to the holidays is Christmas Star. It's been a busy year for Gibson, who in August dropped her first new album of original music in 20 years.
Many times, many was Merry Christmas to you.
That's Steve Perry singing the classic The Christmas Song. The performance comes from the former Journey singer's first set of holiday music, The Season. Singer-songwriter, fiddle player, and the Highwomen member Amanda Shires joins the holiday debuts with her new album, For Christmas, featuring the country bluesy grind of Gone for Christmas. Folk rock group Blackmore's Night have released a remastered and expanded edition of their Winter Carols album this season. The 27-song double album features Christmas classics, originals, and live performances. Singing along in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Now you can put up your Christmas decorations and get into the spirit.
Been working on it. I didn't hear a new version of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, okay. You think they're going to remake that when
I
it's
hope
time?
So. I hope give us a new one of that. What do you think, Mike?
I don't. Who knows? Somebody probably will. So
Eventually.
just give me Ray Conniff, and that's all I need anyway. So, hey, Holly Jolly. Speaking of Jolly and Christmas and all that stuff, it is all about Holly Jolly this week, and it's outdoor decorations.
Outdoor decorations. We're getting help today from Christy Darvilla with Christy's Casa de Colores. And how can we make these items?
Oh, anything around the house, guys. Deli cups. You got silicone around. You'll never guess what these guys are made out of.
Yep. Some of the coolest decorations. Doesn't cost a whole lot. When you find this stuff online, it's going to cost you a bunch.
It's gonna
but
take a
not
while
when you
to
make
get
it
there.
yourself. Really great ideas.
Also, our Shop Local guide, Stephanie Pena-Frost, is here to give us a list of places that you can support locally.
Yep, and after all that shopping, you're going to get hungry and snoozed in the AM Eatery. And Christopher Michael Edwards is here. What are you doing over there?
We are making our holiday harvest bowl with pomegranate molasses and tin belly pork and a little crispy prosciutto. We're going to feed you today.
Meals, breakfast all the time, and how they are giving back to the community as well.
Also, the top makeup finds, right?
Yeah, some of these products, our good friend Elsa Fernandez is going to be here, and some of the things you were going to just say, I really, really need that. She's got everything from morning to night that you need to look your best in all skincare
Lipstick
products.
too, right? You mentioned.
Yeah, lipstick.
I'm intrigued.
That with masks and all that stuff, it's going to stay on.
All right. Also, we want to know where you go to see your Christmas lights. Do you have a drive-through place you like? Share some photos, maybe. You have one you like?
Oh, yes, indeed. Windcrest. I love that. And you're going out to one of the most Christmassy cities, too, right?
Yes, in Comfort. We're taking you there to do some antique shopping. Lots of things.
Holly Jolly Week is kicking off. That's coming up next on SA Live.
We're excited.